wants it to believe it's even possible. Only at a Bose store. Visit the Bose store at Leesburg Corner Premium Outlets and Tyson's Galleria, or find locations at Bose.com.
Everyone wants to look good. Everyone wants to look smart. Never before have so many people looked good and smart. Zips dry cleans any garment in one day for $1.99. Smart people are taking advantage of this, and they are looking good. Good-looking people are paying less, so they are looking smart. So if you're a good-looking person in search of a way to look smart, look no further. Or if you're smart and want to join the ranks of the good-looking, Zips says, welcome aboard. Zips, just $1.99. Visit 321zips.com for locations.
Oh, I hope you're ready. The big finish of 2010 is here. That's what I found out by going to SanfordAuto.com. Big finish means 0% up to 72 months. Discounts up to $9,000. Ram truck starting at $16,987. Dodge Avenger starting at $15,987. And military personnel get an additional $500 off advertised price. Remember, Sanford is the #1 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealer in Virginia and Maryland. Big finish 2010 at SanfordAuto.com.
0% for 72 months on approved credit. Taxes, tags, destination charge, and processing fee are express. See dealer for details.
On WTOP, it's 12:22. President Obama maintains that his #1 priority is preserving tax cuts for the middle class. So even though the president says extending the Bush-era tax cuts for the wealthy would be fiscally irresponsible, he has indicated that he's open to compromise. Earlier, WTOP's Mike and Bruce spoke with David Gregory, the moderator of NBC's Meet the Press.
I think he probably doesn't want to negotiate while he's in South Korea. I think he wants to come back and have that conversation. I think the president probably wants to position himself in that conversation as more of a fiscal conservative. In other words, saying, look, my priority is middle-class tax cuts. If we do it on up to earners, we have to have some corresponding spending cuts that are going to help to pay for all of this as we move forward. So I think that's how he wants to position himself. He doesn't want to necessarily give that away while he's at a press conference, but I think that's where it's probably headed.
Any hint specifically what he's looking for if he does agree to keep the tax cuts for the wealthy?
Well, I mean, I think, the debt commission is part of it. I think he's going to want to look for some areas that, where they cut spending. I mean, look, part of the message from independent voters primarily from this election was that there's got to be a little bit more fiscal discipline, and I think the president wants to be able to do that and call the Republicans bluff. It's probably how he sees it a little bit in order to justify how you can continue tax policy at that level without also committing to spending cuts. But again, I think this is an area where they want to try to create some consensus, and it's not going to be easy because just an election alone is not going to all of a sudden create the goodwill and some trust between Republican leaders and the president when there hasn't been any.
From a positioning standpoint, though, David, is there any similarity to what we now see President Obama doing and what we saw then President Clinton do in 1994 after the elections in the midterm then, when he sort of co-opted some of the Republicans' ideas?
Look, I think President Obama would jump up and down if he could figure out a way to co-opt Republicans. I think one of his biggest difficulties so far is that he has not been able to keep Republicans off balance at all. They have remained unified in opposition. Now he's got an opportunity to get them off guard a little bit, to expose some weakness. So yes, I think he's going to try to do that. And it's not all political gamesmanship here. This is about building consensus and building some levers to actually get policy passed that is meaningful and that helps the country. But I think that that's definitely going to be part of the strategy, and we'll see. I think if you go back to Clinton's time, one thing that was sort of his calling card is that he was the head of a Democratic Party that balanced the budget. I think President Obama has certainly lost that as the head of the Democratic Party, and I think a lot of independent voters have been turned off of the administration because of that. So I think the debt commission, tax policy, and any way forward with Republicans will be in some way about reclaiming that mantle.
That's David Gregory, the moderator of NBC's Meet the Press. He joins us each Friday on WTOP.
Money news every half hour at 25 and 55 on WTOP.
Let's check in with Jeff Claybaugh from the Washington Business Journal.
Mark, the numbers aren't getting any better. The Dow's down 118 points. 11,165 is the level. The S&P 500 is down 17. That's a 1% loss. Now the Nasdaq is down 40 points. That is 1.5 than last year's loss. Mail volume fell another 3.5%. First class mail, its most profitable, fell 7% as email and online bill payments replace stamps and envelopes. Read more about that at WashingtonBusinessJournal.com. I'm Jeff Claybaugh on WTOP.
It's 12:26.
At Safeway, we know Thanksgiving means a special meal. Stuffing, turkey,
gravy, lots of gravy,
cranberry sauce straight out of a can,
turkey legs,
green bean casserole. And while you have a lot on your plate, Safeway has everything you need to make it easy. Call us at 1-888-358-7328 and we can make Thanksgiving dinner for 8 people for just $39.99. Eat it, serve it, and enjoy the holiday. It's everything you need to make Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. Safeway, ingredients for life. Come into Safeway and find all the things you need to make Thanksgiving special, all at a price you'll give thanks for. Especially when you take advantage of our amazing club card specials, like our mix and match meat sales. Choose from meats like Rancher's Reserve London Broil or fresh 80% lean ground beef. They're buy one, get one of equal or lesser value free. And a pound of large hothouse tomatoes is just 99 cents. Only one store gives you the best for Thanksgiving, all at a great price. Safeway, ingredients for life.
It's 12:27.
A sex offender living next door to a daycare.
This raises grave concern.
Unnoticed and unannounced.
I don't know how that happened.
Do you think you pose a threat to these kids?
Who's living next door? Tonight on ABC
This week.
Good one.
Ben Franklin wasn't a president.
Oh, dead in Ben Franklin,
spends $1 only to find he bought 10 Social Security numbers.
This is serious risk.
7 on your side finds the threat of identity theft where you'd least expect it.
Disturbing.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 11.
WTOP at 12:28.
Southbound on the GW Parkway, the work crew set up south of 395, or south of Memorial Bridge, rather, before 395 at the Humpback Bridge project. They're blocking the right lane. Inner loop out of Alexandria to go south on 95 on the long left exit ramp to go south on 95. At the end of the ramp, the broken down tractor trailer in the right lane of 2 slowed the length of the ramp, although the through lanes of 95 have been open. Brought to you by Lockheed Martin, cleared professionals. Opportunities now available with a leading global security company. For details, visit LockheedMartin.com/careers, click on events and cleared opportunities in Hanover, Maryland, EOE. Beverly Farmer, WTOP traffic.
Well, once again, another sunny, pleasant day for November. We're in the low 60s this afternoon. We'll quickly cool under clear skies into the 30s during the overnight tonight. A couple outlying suburbs could dip into the upper 20s. Mid-60s Saturday, well above the average with sunshine. Mostly sunny on Sunday, too, in the mid-60s. Clouds roll back in early next week. Weather update around the clock on WTOP Radio. I'm ABC 7's Chris Nail.
It is 59 degrees with sunshine going up to the mid-60s.
From Richmond to Baltimore, from the Chesapeake to the Shenandoah, this is WTOP News, traffic, weather, on air.
Down 16. The Wizards back at the Verizon Center to host Charlotte tonight. Georgetown is at Old Dominion. It's 12:31. CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kathan. It's a year and a day in a halfway house for the man who hacked Sarah Palin's email. Prosecutors in Tennessee have been seeking 18 months in prison for David Kernell. CBS News and CNET tech analyst Larry Megan.
Sarah Palin, like anyone else, had a right to privacy, and he violated her rights. The question is whether, if it had happened to somebody less famous than Sarah Palin, whether it would have been a lower sentence. But the fact is that what he did was wrong. And
the charge in privacy advocacy for quite some time. The U.S. has been far behind.
Web security analyst Perry Aftab.
Consumers generally are comfortable having companies know a lot about us, but less comfortable having government know about us.
CBS News Update. I'm Steve Kathan. 12:32. Marines are using the lessons they've learned from Iraq and Afghanistan to train American security personnel at airports and along the border.
A Marine Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit recently instructed TSA and Border Patrol agents on how to detect components for improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. Part of the lesson, how they might be disguised. One of the Marines is quoted as saying,
people believe is being driven by politics and by groups like Al-Qaeda.
Meantime, Italy airlifting 26 people wounded in that attack to Rome for treatment. Near Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, a man has been detained for questioning in the shooting death of a Pennsylvania Game Commission officer. Game Commission officials say Conservation Officer David Grove was investigating possible poaching and nighttime hunting when he was killed. Suspect Christopher Lynn Johnson was picked up this morning. A Pennsylvania Game Commission officer was last shot and killed in the line of duty in 1915. It's 12:34.
Hey, did you hear about that new cell phone law?
What law?
The
The one that bans handheld cell phones while he's cute.
Hello?
Hi, Patrick.
Hey.
Did you get the tickets?
What tickets?
The ones we talked about. To the concert? Okay, never mind. Bye.
Sync with My Ford Touch lets you access your music, get directions, check gas prices, make calls, receive text messages, and more. All with the sound of your voice.
Oh, I wish Patrick responded to the sound of my voice the way My Ford Touch does.
I'll hear you, girl.
Thank you.
See your local Ford dealer for a demonstration of Sync with My Ford Touch. Optional equipment. Don't drive while distracted. Even Sync with My Ford Touch. Only use phones and other devices when safe.
This just in to the WTOP newsroom.
Federal authorities are executing search warrants at the Prince George's County government headquarters today. The Maryland U.S. Attorney's Office has not shared any further details on this. Sources tell the Washington Post that the warrants are being served at the County Administration Building in Upper Marlboro. Again, federal authorities executing search warrants at the Prince George's County government headquarters today. We'll bring you more information on this developing story as it becomes available. 12 community and many people live in crowded and dirty conditions. Stephanie Bunker of the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs says the forecast is based on the recent epidemic.
It's not so much that there's hostility against Christians on ground level.
The epidemiologists who are involved calculated that based on the experience in other countries, they take an infection rate from that, and that's how they came up with 200,000 people.
That forecast is based on the recent cholera epidemic in Zimbabwe. The United Nations is asking for $164 million to fight cholera in Haiti. This morning, we were told our area has 7 of the 10 richest counties, with Loudoun County, Virginia coming in as the richest county in the nation. But our area
is here, and so is hurricane season. In fact, experts predict 2010 to be a record year for violent storms and damaging rain. Rain that can seep deep into the ground, wreaking havoc on your basement or crawl space, and creating an environment that can be hazardous to your family's health, as well as the integrity of your home. Call Mid-Atlantic Waterproofing, the experts who've worked with Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Dial 800-MID-ATLANTIC or visit basements.com today.